Flower Mound sounds perfect, but is it really the dream location? I'm going to share with you the pros and cons of Flower Mound, Texas, coming right up. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about Dallas, Texas, then make sure to subscribe below, click the bell notifications so you're the first to know of the market update in Dallas, Texas. My name is Daniel. I'm a realtor and a loan officer. And if you're thinking of moving in a few weeks, a few months, or a year down the line, feel free to call, text, email, whatever you prefer. I'm happy to help you move to Dallas, Texas. So if you've ever heard of Flower Mound, Texas, you probably heard of very good things about Flower Mound, and for good reasons, because Flower Mound is a great city. But today I want to share with you not just the pros, also the cons, so you get a better understanding of Flower Mound, Texas is like. Pro number one is top rated schools. Flower Mound, Texas has a very good school district. A lot of these schools in Flower Mound are well respected, well known, especially Flower Mound High School. In Denton County, one of the top rated high schools, and then also in the state of Texas, as well as the country of America. Very well respected, well known high school. And I believe that the number one reason why people will move to Flower Mound for the most part is because of the schools. And I see a lot of people who move from out of state. A lot of people ask me about Flower Mound. The reason is because they have kids. They want to send their kids to a very well known, respected school, a high school in Texas. Now, there's a lot of high schools in Dallas-Fort Worth area that are very well known. Like you have Allen High School. It's a very big school of about like 7,000. So you got a lot of these high schools in this area that are popular, that are big, that are highly ranked all across, not just Texas, but in America. And Flower Mound is one of those high schools. So one of the reasons why people move to Flower Mound is because of the school district. Pro number two is that Flower Mound is a very safe city. Now, a lot of these suburbs in Dallas are fairly safe, but Flower Mound is definitely safe because of the good schools, the good school district. And the crime rate is very low in Flower Mound, and a lot of families, people who are retirees, they really love Flower Mound. When they move here, they say, man, I just love the community. Not just it's safe, it's also very quiet. So people who are retired, they're like, you know what, I kind of want more of a quiet lifestyle. I don't want it to be noisy. I don't want it to be hectic and busy. And so of course they'll stay away from like the downtown area. And so they'll go to suburbs, and Flower Mound is one of those many suburbs in Dallas that offers very good school district and a very safe and quiet community city for people who just really feel comfortable living in Flower Mound. So families who want to find a city, one of the main reasons that they find a city is the schools, but not just schools. They want to find a very safe city. That's one of the things that Flower Mound offers, is a very safe city. So if you're thinking about moving to Flower Mound, or you're thinking about looking for a very safe city, then Flower Mound is a great city for you to live in. Pro number three is the location. Flower Mound is very kind of like a very wide city. So we're talking from like east to west, not like big, right? But just very wide. And so when we're talking from east to west, the more west you go, the further you are away from the city or the other cities, that is, and also from a lot of other things to do. And so the more west you go, the further you are. And so when we're talking about like you're living on the borderline of like Flower Mound and another city, because there's a lot of other cities kind of that surround Flower Mound, but you're living in those cities or that area, then location is going to be pretty far for you. But if you are closer, more toward the center or more toward east side of Flower Mound, then you get a better location. You got more access to like the freeway, the tolls. And so that really helps you. But the more west you go, it's like an extra like 10-15 minute driving just to get to a highway or somewhere. So if you're in like the east and you're like at the edge of Flower Mound and other cities of the east side, then you're in a great location. And I think that area is a great location because let's say, for example, you want to go to like DFW Airport, then it's about a 25-minute drive. So it's pretty close. Let's say you want to go to downtown Dallas, then we're talking about a 30-minute, 35-minute drive, of course, depending on traffic. So location-wise in Flower Mound is it's a great location. The city is very well located, and you have other cities in that area. You have a lot of things to do not in Flower Mound, but near Flower Mound. And so you have a lot of direct access to a lot of areas. I did a vlog and did a pros and cons videos of the city of Lewisville. Lewisville and Flower Mound are adjacent, are next to each other. And so Lewisville has a great location. I think Lewisville's location is better than Flower Mound, but Flower Mound, I think overall is a much better city than Lewisville. It just, of course, depends on each person, case by case. And Flower Mound is just a great location as well. Not as good as Lewisville, but it's still an amazing location and amazing place to live in. So let's talk about the cons of Flower Mound, because Flower Mound isn't a perfect city, but it is a great city. But it does, of course, have its disadvantages, just like any other suburb, any other city. And so let's talk about why people living in Flower Mound don't like Flower Mound. The first con of Flower Mound is that the houses are older. You got a lot of older houses in that area just because it's been developed for quite some time. And so you have kind of an older city. It's not like old city, but it's older in comparison to other suburbs such as the city of Allen, McKinney, Frisco, Prosper, Salina, etc. But of course, not in comparison to like the city of Plano. But Flower Mound is, in a sense, an older city. So you're not going to see a lot of older or newer homes, that is. You're going to see a lot of older homes. If you do see newer construction homes or new construction homes, then you're going to see more of like townhomes just because of the budget. Now, you are going to see single family new construction builds in Flower Mound, but it's not going to be cheap when you compare it to other cities that are building new construction homes. So you just have to keep that in mind. You are going to have older homes if you want to live in Flower Mound. So let's say, for example, you want to buy a house in the $500,000 property, then 2,000 square foot plus, give or take, you're thinking about maybe 1990s or so, 1980s or so in the city of Flower Mound. Yeah, you can find houses in the 2000, definitely possible, but it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to, kind of cut down on your criteria if you want to find that kind of property. So Flower Mound homes are a bit older, just very similar to Lewisville. Lewisville homes are older. Like I said, they're adjacent to each other. Lewisville and Flower Mound are adjacent, right next to each other. And both cities offer homes that are a bit older. Now, they're still great homes. They're still beautiful homes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just talking about in comparison to other suburbs in the DFW area. The second con of Flower Mound is that the houses are a bit more expensive, again, in comparison to other suburbs. Now, not in comparison to New York or Chicago or LA or NorCal, not in comparison to those areas, because those houses are expensive, but in comparison to other suburbs here, the houses are going to be a bit more expensive. So you can find houses in the $400,000 price point, definitely possible in Flower Mound. Lewisville, right next door, you'll find houses that are even cheaper than Flower Mound, because my guess is the school district. That's going to make a big difference from Lewisville homes versus Flower Mound homes. Flower Mound homes have great schools, and so therefore the house prices are going to be more expensive than the ones in Lewisville. So Lewisville, you can find houses in the 300s right now. Flower Mound, you're going to have to go up to about 400,000 at least to get a house, and it's going to be, like I said, a bit older, but it is going to be a bit more expensive. So Flower Mound homes are not cheap, but they definitely are worth it because it's very safe and has very good schools. And the third con of Flower Mound is that there is limited entertainment. There really isn't much to do. That's why when I tried to do a vlog, or I did a vlog of Flower Mound, Texas, I tried to find all these hotspots, but there ain't many in Flower Mound, Texas. Now, the community inside Flower Mound the residents are very strict with development. They don't want a lot of development. They don't want noise. They don't want it to get more busy. It's already busy. It's already trafficy like in the local streets, but they don't want to make it worse. And so that's why a lot of these residents will not want a lot of development in Flower Mound. And so because of that, you just don't have a lot of entertainment, a lot of things to do. So if you want to kind of go to places, then you're going to have to leave Flower Mound and go to another city such as Grapevine. They got outlets there, such as Frisco, which is nearby. You can even go to Lewisville. They got downtown Lewisville there. So there aren't a lot of things to do. They do have Parker Square, like I mentioned in my vlog, but Again, not a lot of things to do in Flower Mound. They of course have all these restaurants. They have of course places to go, but when I'm talking about like those major hub entertainment spots, there just really isn't that in Flower Mound. So that's kind of the limited entertainment things to do in Flower Mound, which makes it great for families because some parents may not really want a lot of noise, and that's where a lot of these residents in Flower Mound don't want that. So there's a lot of those restrictions, hence there hasn't been that kind of development when it comes with entertainment in Flower Mound. So what are my thoughts of Flower Mound, Texas? I think Flower Mound, Texas is a beautiful city. It's a great city to live in. And it's especially good for families with kids who want to send their kids to top rated schools. So I'm a huge fan of Flower Mound. Very safe neighborhood, crime rate being low, which is a huge plus. Quiet neighborhood. Again, if you're okay with not a lot of things to do, then Flower Mound is a great city. It does definitely offer you a great location. On top of that, you're okay with kind of the houses being in the 90s or the 80s. If you're okay with that, then I think Flower Mound is a great city. If you want a newer construction home, or maybe not a newer construction, but a new construction home or newer home, then Flower Mound may not be the great choice for you. You can go to other suburbs, but overall, I think Flower Mound is a great city. So there you go, not a perfect city, but a beautiful and great city, Flower Mound, Texas. And if you're thinking of moving in a few weeks, a few months, or a year down the line, feel free to call, text, email, whatever you prefer. I'm happy to help you move to Dallas, Texas. And if you like this video, make sure to click that like button. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.